I'm Molly Anderson. I am the William R. Keenan Professor of Food Studies at Middlebury College. I've been here for nearly a year, and I'm delighted to be working at Middlebury. It's a great place to be developing a food studies program, and that's part of my responsibilities here in addition to teaching classes. I'll say a bit about our food studies program, but first I want to explain some of the things that I'm most interested in my own scholarship and work. I work in the domain of sustainable food systems, particularly the transition from the current dominant industrialized food system in the United States and globally into greater sustainability, which means access to healthy food for all people, ecological integrity through all food system practices, gender equity, and decent livelihoods and wages for everyone who's working in the food system. I'm interested in food systems at different scales, from the local up to the international, and how these different scales can learn from each other and talk to each other. At the international scale, I work through the International Panel of Experts on Sustainable Food Systems, or EPIS Food, which brings together academicians from around the world, along with people who have worked with different United Nations agencies, and people from civil society, which consists of both non-governmental organizations, or NGOs, and social movements. Social movements are especially important because they represent the people who are most affected by the negative impacts of the current food system. These are the people who are hungry, who can't access the resources they need to grow the food that would allow them to escape hunger or to buy the food that they need. I also work with the Committee on World Food Security, which is the premier forum internationally for discussion and negotiation of food issues. The Committee on World Food Security was reformed in 2009 in a very important way that allowed the voices of social movements to be far more prominent. Social movements can participate in every stage of CFS work up to the final votes, which are reserved for the delegates from different countries. But in addition to people from social movements and NGOs, there are people from the private sector, people from United Nations agencies that deal with food, people from international scientific organizations, and of course delegates from all the countries that are members of the United Nations, all coming together to discuss and negotiate the array of issues that affect world food security. I have learned quite a bit from working with the Committee on World Food Security, in particular how strong the people from social movements are. I took a group of students from College of the Atlantic there a year and a half ago and would love to take Middlebury students there within the next couple of years because it's such a great place to see governance in action, to see people making decisions and trying to bring forward their views, negotiate their views against other actors in the food system who disagree. Coming back to Middlebury, we are in the center of Addison County, which is one of the strongest agricultural counties in Vermont. At Middlebury College, we're surrounded by dairy farms, orchards, a bucolic agricultural landscape, which includes growing numbers of vegetable producers who are selling their food through local markets, such as farmers markets and Middlebury Natural Foods Co-op. We also have a large number of startup enterprises in Addison County, new food businesses which are making a big impact on farmers' income, their ability to make decent wages from their work. But people in Middlebury and people in Vermont understand that we have to go beyond voting with our forks and voting with our dollars by buying local food. We have to be literally voting for candidates who support progressive food policies and for the kinds of policies that will make it possible for people to make that transition to greater sustainability in the food system. The Farm to Plate Network is an unusually cohesive group of people across the state who are working on better actions, better public policies to support this transition to sustainable agriculture. The food studies program at Middlebury is trying to work with these partners across the state on community-based learning, experiential learning, but also incorporating the many strengths of Middlebury College. We have a student farm. This shows a view looking out from the student farm back to campus. It's a beautiful spot, great for meditation and reflection, as well as for learning about production of vegetables. We also have real strengths in languages, in global and international studies, and in environmental studies at Middlebury. And we are building on all of these strengths in our food studies program to create a unique niche. Middlebury is a top-tier liberal arts college, and as such, the quality of teaching, the quality of students is excellent. In short, it's a great place to develop a food studies program, and I feel privileged and honored to be here at Middlebury. Thank you.